And are you like purchasing these properties, or are you doing rental arbitrage? What's your kind of model with acquiring these?
Right. So great question. And I get this a lot talking to investors that are interested in Airbnb, but I do not purchase. And one, because understanding the tax benefits, and then two, reducing the risk and liability that goes along with owning. As I say, I like to own the taxes, but not the toilet. So my motto, under the guise of property management, uh, I rent homes from homeowners and sublet them. And then what's unique about, at least in my mind, what we do is that I offer homeowners what I call a lucrative offer. So a minimum of a 36-month lease. In some cases, most cases, the leases are 5 years. In some cases, location dependent, homeowners will get a seven-year lease agreement. In exchange for that, one, they get to focus on building equity and appreciation in their home, and then we manage the property. And understanding that a lot of what property managers do, it's inherent within the short-term rental business. So you've got a platform, whether it's VBRO or Airbnb, and a lot of those services are right there, right? So the second key point to that is you save the homeowner anywhere from 8 to 10% a year in property management fees. So a long-term lease agreement followed by in-house property management allows homeowners to essentially eliminate rental and tenant inefficiencies and get some stability, and then also the prospect of having a home that's cleaned 2 to 3 times a week. It's also very inviting because they know that the backbone of a short-term rental business relies on its ability to be clean. It has to be as advertised in order for it to work. So once you tie those three things in together, and then that's essentially built into now a script or an email that goes out, it becomes a very attractive offer for homeowners that are looking to rent their homes.
Man, that you are a smart guy, Alvin. That is pretty unique because as part of like a rental arbitrage business, you're going out there, you're pitching landlords, and kind of one of the things that made me think is like, okay, well, if they're not open to rental arbitrage, maybe they're open to property management. But from the property management standpoint of, hey, if you're looking to increase your income, and kind of like my pitch is like, hey, if you're looking to increase your income, then I can help you do that by managing your property for you. But what you're saying is, hey, I'll manage your property for free under the condition that I can sublease it for you.
Absolutely. And that's what sweetens the deal, in my opinion. So one, you get a long-term lease agreement. And then two, we're not going to nickel and dime you because we're going to manage the property. And then anything that causes significant damage to the property that would affect, in my opinion, the property's value, then becomes an issue that the homeowners get involved with, and rightfully so. But anything under that, and really $200 to $300 in nature, we will take care of it immediately and in due course, because even if it's a refrigerator issue and you've got guests lined up and they may be staying for 10 or 12 nights, what are you going to do?
Wow. So you try to make it as hands off for the property owner as possible. Is kind of what you're saying?
Absolutely. That was the goal, to give them complete confidence that the property will be taken care of for the next 3, 5, or 7 years. And the only time they'll hear from me is if there's a significant issue that I can't handle.
Oh my gosh, Alvin, I am just like so excited. And man, the two things that I kind of want to go from this is one big question is with rental arbitrage. Obviously, there is an issue like if regulations change, and if you're getting into these contracts for 5 to 7 years or 3 years, I mean, a lot can happen in that time. Regulations changing all the time. Isn't that more of an like how do you handle a situation where maybe you're getting into a property and regulations do change? Do you have like some type of clause or amendment that allows you to pull out?
Yes, absolutely. So there's a clause. We add several addendums into each lease agreement, and one being if policies or ordinances change within either a neighborhood concerning HOA or a city in their ordinances, that we'll revisit essentially the terms of the agreement, and then potentially do a buyout of the lease agreement. But the first course of action with that, like any other real estate investor, we always start with an exit strategy in mind. So the first course of action really becomes to go from short-term rental to long-term rental. And then to a degree, there's got to be an understanding that short-term rentals will never become illegal. What becomes illegal may be how long you can rent them for, or maybe who has to be home at the time that the property is being rented. But to a degree, you can always change the numbers and still conduct short-term rentals. And then the exit strategy is really to go long-term rental, furnished or unfurnished place. And then if that doesn't work out, then we just revert to the addendum in the lease agreement to rectify things.
I mean, that is just such a sweet deal, and I love what you said. Is like you're a property manager underneath the guys, but you're really kind of doing rental arbitrage here. It's a sweet offer for the property owner, but it's even it's pretty sweet for you. What exactly is it? Because like if you're taking this full on, are you like paying for like lawn mowing? Are you paying like if the toilet gets clogged? Are you doing all of that stuff? Like how invested does a homeowner have to be? Is it more like a similar traditional property management, or what's the extent that you offer this?
Oh, they're completely hands off. so once the property's in my possession, then all those services, a handyman, a landscaper, if there's a pool guy, cleaning services, all those fall up under the contract, and then they're also included within the addendum, the short-term rental addendum, that I will provide these services as needed to maintain the property.
Wow. And you just take that as like that's the cost of doing business. So whenever you're analyzing a property, are you covering what the expenses would be into how much that property will re-rent for? So are you really strict about the properties that you are taking on then?
It depends, and the thing I'll tell you, every market's different, right? So whether it's New York, DC, Charleston, Savannah, or smaller towns like Columbus, Georgia, or Montgomery, Alabama, they have unique aspects about them that differs them from a Charleston. Not as popular locations, but they do better because the cost of rent's cheaper. And then both these cities, for example, Montgomery's outside of Maxwell Air Force Base. All of the Air Force's schools are at Maxwell Air Force Base. So those homes in Montgomery rent for about $950 for a 3-bedroom. Expenses come up to about $1,200 a month. But I house SOS students for 10 to 14 weeks. At a time, their per diem is around $6,000 a month. I'll only charge them a little bit over half of that for their stay. And yeah, if you sort of peel the numbers back, that's a significant profit on on stays in that area. In Columbus, Georgia, it's very similar with the U.S. Army's basic training here, along with a number of other schools: Ranger School, Pathfinder School, Officer Candidate School. So you've got a constant influx of families that come to Fort Benning on a weekly basis, and it allows, again, with the market having low rental rates for a 3 or 4 bedroom home, it allows you to really monetize the area